before joining the Business Academy, stepping away from the office for any length of time, a day, a week, whatever, was detrimental. And now that we are so much closer to having a staff-driven practice because of the systems and the organization that the Business Academy taught us, I can step away whenever I want or whenever I need without the walls crashing down. My name is Brett Schoch. I'm a chiropractor in Southeast Florida, and we have two practices, one in Fort Pierce, Florida, one in Port St. Lucie, Florida. So before joining the Business Academy, there was not a whole lot of structure or organization in the office. I had a successful office. We were treating lots of patients and doing well, but it was stressful being that we would come into the office and there was no structure. And so the systems that we've learned at the Business Academy and implemented has added that structure. So what motivated me to join the Business Academy was I found an ad on Facebook that said, "Don't you want to have a staff-driven practice?" And I was like, yes, I do, 100%. It took me about a year before I finally made the decision to join. And it was after talking with Dr. Dahmer, who's a Business Academy guru, I would say, and just meeting him and chatting with him. And he basically is the reason why I joined. And I can say that I wish I would have done it a year earlier now. I wish I would have joined much sooner because I would be that much further along in my practice. So I would recommend if you're watching me right now, considering it, you should just do it and do everything they tell you to do, because the longer you wait, it's just going to take that much longer to be successful. My favorite experience definitely is coming to the 7th Division workshops, the mastermind with other incredibly successful docs, being in the room with docs that are, performing at a much higher level than my office is, and then some docs that are not performing as well as my office, but just being able to share advice, tips, recommendations, best practices, and then asking what you need help with. That's my favorite part of the Business Academy. So my business has improved since joining the Business Academy. Definitely financially, we were on an up trajectory before joining, but now I am able to track my stats, my key metrics and things like that. So from a statistical standpoint, yes, our stats have definitely improved, but the structure, the organization, the systems, the protocols, knowing how to write a job description, a hat, knowing how to write a standard operating policy for a position or for a terminal in my office, just learning the things from an executive standpoint that you don't learn in chiropractic school. You learn how to be a technician, you learn how to be a chiropractor, you learn how to be a physician, but you don't learn how to run a successful business. And so those aspects of joining the Business Academy are really valuable. Since joining the Business Academy, I've taken more time off out of my practice than I ever have in the history of practicing for me. I've been practicing for almost 20 years, and this year alone, I think I've been away from the office about 8 weeks, which I was lucky to get a week or two, and most of my other years in practice. So 8 weeks off over the course of the last year is pretty significant. Family time, spending time with the kids, spending more time with the wife. Some of it has been unfortunate events that I had to take off, but for the most part, having the ability, because my office is ran with systems and with structure and with organization versus being dependent on me being there. So now I can be out of the office more and I can work on the office more instead of working in the office on a daily basis. With the knowledge and skills that I've gained, we're going to add another satellite office, possibly 2 more. There's no way I would have thought it possible the way that I was doing things. I had very much personality-based practice. People were coming to my office because of me. Now people come to my office because of my office. I haven't even met a significant percentage of my patients over the last 6 months because my employees work on them. And so we're expanding. We just added a second office this year. Hopefully we'll add a third office within the next year or so. And the Business Academy structure and organization is what is helping us to achieve that expansion and that growth. You don't go to school and learn how to run a successful business. You go to school to learn how to be a chiropractor, to learn how to be a physical therapist, to learn how to be a medical doctor. And chiropractic is definitely one of the more difficult jobs or businesses to be successful in, because we're all fighting for 15 or 20% of the population, because that's all that that's the percent of the population that seeks out help from a chiropractor. And so if you're a healthcare professional and you're struggling with knowing what to do and how to do on an executive standpoint, I would encourage you to look at the Business Academy for that instruction.